The only local news teams taking action for you. KIMA KEPR Action News starts now.
Coming up this morning on Action News, over 1,000 students made their way through Sacagawea State Park over the weekend, learning about life in the early 1800s. It's part of the yearly field trip showcasing the arts and skills of our ancestors, and officials say it's a hands-on experience. We'll fill you in. Plus, as the Central Washington State Fair wrapped up, participants across the board took home competition ribbons. A new element to the fair this year was pie baking contests, and a mother and son duo took the top spot. We'll share their story. And later in the show, we talk the final days of the hearings into the deadly Titan submersible implosion. Ignored warning signs and calculated risks. Former employees of the company testified to red flags in the years leading up to the deadly incident. We'll have that story and more coming up as you start your day with us right here on Action News. Good Monday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And Jefferson, in the world of weather, it was a pretty nice weekend overall. I know last night during the Sunday night football game, I took my dogs out for a walk, and it was a nice crisp breeze. It's definitely starting to feel like autumn, and I'm hoping as we work our way through the day today, we'll still see the continued lick of autumn. Well,
I would say it definitely did kind of have some autumn-like feels yesterday. Now, it was quite windy at times yesterday, at least for some of us. We did see a wind gust over 30 miles an hour here in the Tri-Cities. We saw a wind gust over 50 miles an hour in Ellensburg yesterday, and through parts of Adams County, there was a pretty significant dust storm that rolled through, and I will show some pictures about that later on in the newscast. But luckily today, we are still going to be feeling like fall out there, and we are going to be losing that wind we did see on Sunday, so some good news in that regard. Looking at the Tri-Cities this morning, it's a rather cool morning right now, sitting at 37 degrees with a fairly calm wind. This chilly morning will set the stage for what will be a cool afternoon. Here's a look at your weather headlines today. A few clouds in the sky today and pretty chilly temperatures. Speaking of chilly, overnight tonight, we are going to be looking at chilly temperatures with mostly clear skies, with sunny skies and above average temperatures by Tuesday. I'll break down all three of these weather headlines in greater detail coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Kittitas County. Authorities are investigating a deadly crash there. Troopers with Washington State Patrol tell us the incident happened shortly after 2:30 Sunday morning when a car driven by 37-year-old Grant Norwood was heading eastbound on State Route 10 on the outskirts of Ellensburg. They say that's when the driver's car left the roadway, rolled down an embankment, and became fully engulfed. Norwood was pronounced dead at the scene. Troopers say it's unknown if drugs or alcohol were a factor. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. No other injuries were reported in that crash, but authorities are also investigating another deadly crash from Sunday, this one in Yakima County. Troopers with the Washington State Patrol tell us one man is dead and one woman is injured following a motorcycle versus car collision on the outskirts of Sela. They say 30-year-old Seth Conyers was riding his motorcycle southbound on State Route 821 when a car heading northbound on the same stretch of road tried making a left turn, leading to Conyers hitting the car. Conyers was pronounced dead at the scene. The passenger in the vehicle that was hit was transported to Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital with unknown injuries. No charges have been submitted by police at this time. And folks needing to commute through Pasco this week should anticipate some additional traffic delays. Pasco City leaders tell us the section of Road 68 east of Three Rivers Drive will undergo a partial closure for infrastructure improvements. Drivers will be diverted onto a temporary gravel road for the duration of the project, which will last from today through Friday. City leaders are advising folks to take other routes if possible. Students from around the Tri-Cities spent some time at Sacagawea State Park over the weekend, getting to see how people lived in the early 1800s. Every year, classes take field trips for Heritage Day at the park, where dozens of volunteers from several organizations come together.
They get to meet with living historians who are experts in their field, who bring history to life, who they get to touch and smell and experience and hear the sounds of life from long ago.
We caught up with one of those experts who is a member of the Northwest Fur Trade Historians and the American Mountain Men, an organization dedicated to sharing and learning the arts and skills of our ancestors.
They go, have you live out here? I said, yeah, for 5 days we do. Kids are really curious, and if you could spark an interest in history You maybe get a history teacher, or maybe you get somebody that wants to join the AMM, or that they want to become a mountain man. At least they'll read about it and they'll go, that's an interesting way of living.
Now, another organization, Daughters of the American Revolution, was also at the event this week, sharing their knowledge of history and helping keep the event organized. In total, they say it's likely over 1,000 students made their way through the park. And finally this morning, with the Central Washington State Fair ending over the weekend, adults and kids alike took home those coveted blue ribbons from a wide array of competitions. But some wins are a little sweeter than others, such as a mother and son duo who won the pie baking contests. KIMA's Mallory Aldrich has the story.
The Central Washington State Fair added a new element to the fun this year with the pie baking contests.
We're very excited about the turnout. We had over 60 pies entered in the Central Washington State Fair apple pie baking contest. This is the first apple pie baking contest we've actually had here on the fairgrounds. So what a great way to kick it off and celebrate the bounty of the county. And we want this to become a tradition every year. In fact, the contestants that won adult and youth said they're already thinking about their recipes for next year.
The winners of these contests couldn't practically be a better bunch, as they are a mother and son from Zilla. Anita Zappian and her son Sebastian Diaz both took first in their pie contest, with Anita winning the adult division and Sebastian winning the youth division.
It felt really good to win. I was actually really excited walking up the stage when I heard my name, and I was kind of emotional in tears because we just worked really hard. It was
definitely a really big shock for us to win, because during the competition when they were announcing the winners and everything, as soon as they had called the third and second place winners, I was just having doubts. I was just like, what if I don't win? But I guess me and her were just wondering just what would we do if we didn't win, but I guess we'll never know.
All in all, Anita and Sebastian had loads of fun participating in the contest. And although they won first, nothing is better than the memories they made from the contest.
It is really memorable. He's always just been a really good kid, and I was a young mom when I had him, and we just have a really good bond. We've grown up a lot together. We've taught each other a lot of different things, and it's just really memorable and special.
And they had some advice for others interested in participating next year.
Find good recipes. It's a lot of fun, and it's a good way to bond with your children or even your grandchildren. It's fun to just stay apart from the world and focus on things that matter, and food that brings you together and brings you comfort. And
I recommend everyone do it with their parents, mom, dad, anyone, grandparents. It's a really good time together, and because you don't ever get to see them very often because everyone's busy, school, work, all that, and it's just overall good memories that you could make together as both family and friends.
Reporting in Yakima for Action News, I'm Mallory Aldrich.
KIMA's Mallory Aldrich, thank you. Now, Jefferson, pie baking season definitely means autumn is here. It's autumn when pies start to come out of the oven.
Yeah, we're definitely starting to turn that corner, and you also know autumn's here when you start seeing 60s on the board instead of 70s and 80s. Now, we are going to be getting back to the 70s and 80s, or maybe 80s very shortly, but today it is definitely going to feel like the autumn time season, as temperatures will be in the mid to upper 60s around the forecast area for this final day of September. Now, we are going to be entering October, the month of trick-or-treats, and Mother Nature might have a trick-or-treat of her own up her sleeve. We'll talk about the temperature trend coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. The time now is 5:08. Coming up on KEPR KIMA this morning, we talk what's next in the Coast Guard investigation into the Titan submersible implosion. 5 people died in the tragic accident, and the Coast Guard is learning that a strategy the company owner was implementing included, quote, buying a congressman. We'll fill you in after the break. But later in the show, top stories, tensions continue to escalate between Israel and Lebanon. President Biden urging both sides to avoid an all-out war. Meanwhile, U.S. officials are talking the benefits of missile strikes targeting Hezbollah. We'll have those details. And the American Academy of Pediatrics have created its first set of guidelines relating to opioids. It's a when necessary recommendation, but a prescription comes with another pill to be safe. We'll talk that when we get to health news. We do have to take a quick break, but stay with us. The show's just getting started, and there's more news and weather coming down the pike.